Hey, hey, hey. It is 6:49 in the morning. Sun's just barely coming up. I'm running to the ATM because I am out garage sailing. I don't have anyone with me this weekend. I'm by myself, but the best luck I've had so far recently was when I was out by myself, so maybe that'll work in my favor this time. I'm also wearing, I think, the same shirt I wore 2 weeks ago. Maybe that's a good luck shirt. We'll see. It is a corn shirt, I guess corn's pretty good luck for me. I am hoping to at least do better than last weekend. Last weekend was what, 3 big rubber rats, a Game Boy Color, Pokemon Blue, and a DS. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but I'd like to maybe at least get like 5 game-related items or something going on. Wish me luck. I've got some of that green stuff that the people at the garage sales like when you hand it to them, so I'm ready to go now. Well, I don't know if it was good luck or not, but the first house had some video game stuff. They had an Xbox 360, a Kinect, some games like Zumba Fitness, and one controller. I asked the woman if she knew if it was a 4 gig or a 250 gig system, and she didn't. So I was like, hey, do you mind if I look at it and I'll see if it has a hard drive inside? And she didn't understand what I was saying, basically. And then I said, well, let me just, she had all the cables all wrapped around it. I'm like, let me just take the cables off and, look at it. She's like, no, just if you don't mind, leave it all, bundled up. And I was like, well, I would like to at least know what it was, because $70 for a 4 gig, it wouldn't be nearly as good of a deal as it would be for a 250 gig. So she was getting like impatient with me, and I was trying to convince her to let me like at least unwrap everything, and she basically just took it from me, put it on the table, and was like, okay, and smiled and was basically saying, get the fuck out of here. And I was like, all right, have a good day. And I felt kind of bad because she had quickly said, like, she was selling some of this stuff because her husband was really sick, and it's her husband's stuff and he's not going to be able to use it anymore. And I guess I sort of like maybe blew past that or didn't sympathize with her enough on it, and I was like, well, let me see if this is a 250 gig, and she was like, whatever. I guess I am a little bit early. There's not even anyone out here. They're not even set up yet, but I'm gonna go knock on their door. A very attractive woman came to the door, but they didn't have any video games. They just had like some kids' toys and some clothing, so damn it. Holy crap, does anyone need a goddamn bicycle? I kind of thought they were going to, but they actually had a ton of games. The woman was like standing right in front of me the entire time while she was setting up and kept an eye on me. She wouldn't like let me take my camera out and film, but there was a lot. I would say at least a few hundred. They're definitely resellers, not in the sense of that they just buy games, obviously, but they just buy whatever the fuck they think they could sell. So I picked up for 20 bucks. I got 4 games. I got Super Mario World. I got Dino Stalkers on the PS2, complete in very good condition. Silent Hill 2, complete, good condition. And kick-ass horror game, guys. Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem, complete on the GameCube. Not a bad first little pickup. I mean, she originally wanted $8 a piece for like the PS2 and the GameCube, and she only wanted $5 for Super Mario World. But she's like, first customer, $20. I was like, you know what? I'll take it. This little garage sale behind me, they're still setting up, but the lady was very nice, and she gave me a pretty good deal on 2 Wii games. Super Smash Bros. Brawl, no manual, but the disc is in good shape for $3, and Sonic and the Secret Rings, complete for $3 also. So that made me happy. They had a bunch of other like Wii accessories. She'd already sold the system. She had a lot of like original Xbox games, but no standout titles, so at least I'm finding a lot of garage sales today having games, so that's really cool. It's a really foggy day, and it's making me get lost. Like, I kind of know where I am, but at the same time I don't. I'm waiting for Pyramid Head to kill me. I decided to try a new area that I have not garage sailed in before. Actually all the way up by my work, which is about a 25-minute drive from my house, and it is not paying off so far. I think I'm going to go a little bit farther away from my house and then sort of turn around, head back, and see if I have better luck in the places I've been going the last like 3 weekends in a row. Wow, that was frustrating as hell. I pull up to this house that's having a garage sale in the alley, and there's an old man sitting outside, and he had a bunch of like toys and some computer stuff, and I asked, hey, do you have any video games? And he's like, and then he points at his ear, so I thought maybe he was like deaf, And then so I get out of the car, walk up, I'm like, do you have any video games? You know, I make that little sign of, you know, 2 hands playing on a controller, and he just kind of stares at me and doesn't really make a sound. And then I'm like, gameplay? And he's like, I don't understand what you're saying. And he said it really clear, which I was like, okay. And then his like Russian old wife comes out of the house, and she gives like the most generic sale pitch I've ever heard. She's like, just don't ask questions. If you see something you like, you buy. I'm like, oh, okay. Thank you. Have a good day. Just got back in the car and left. I was like, that was rude. And I did see they had like a little like poker game, you know, like a little handheld poker, which I think is what she was trying to point at, like right when she came out the door. But whatever, screw it. I'm starting to run into bad luck right now. All right, it's about 13 hours after I've been home now from garage sailing. As soon as I got home this morning, it was like around 10 o'clock, I crashed. I was so exhausted. I went out around a little before 7, so I was out for like 3 hours or so. Not the longest trip I've taken recently, but I did pass my goal of finding 5 games. I found 6, so I mean, that's good, right? I know you guys just saw them, but Super Mario World, Eternal Darkness, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, Sonic and the Secret Rings, Silent Hill 2, and Dino Stalker, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep Dino Stalker for myself. I have mentioned in past videos recently about my my like slowly building up dinosaur-related games, like Dino Crisis and stuff, and how I had been adverse to collecting them in the past. But so I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep this. But these ones are up for trade or sale if anyone's looking for them. Again, this one's complete, good condition, missing its manual for Smash Bros. Brawl. Sonic and the Secret Rings complete, Silent Hill 2 complete, and, you know, just the cartridge, obviously, of Super Mario World, but in good shape. The stickers, really good looking on it. I have a few other things I wanted to mention from today. I kind of regretted not picking up that Xbox 360 at the first sale, just because I actually talked to Joey after I got home, and I could have just taken the chance on it. If it was a 4 gig, it would have still been worth it, I guess. But I was thinking of it in the terms of none of you, my viewers, were probably going to be looking for like a 360 Slim with a Kinect. I mean, most of you guys are like retro, you know, gamers, or at least, you know, just looking for games. You're not looking for like an Xbox 360. So I was like, you know, shipping that damn thing would have been a pain in the butt. If I traded it in at my store, I wouldn't have got much credit for it over what I was paying, you know, and I wouldn't want to get cash. I'm not a big fan of trading in at my store when people do that for cash, because you just lose out on so much. But, you know, so I was like, okay, well, I would have got a little bit of money back on it for store credit if it worked. And the Kinect was actually, I forgot to mention, the Kinect was broken. It was totally swiveling around loose. You know, it's supposed to be tight, and the motors are supposed to, you know, control its movement. It was flopping around, so the Kinect was dead. But if it was a 250 gig, it would have been a really good deal for $70. So I kind of regret maybe not at least taking that chance. But then the more I thought about it, the fact that most bundles that came with the Kinect, and that's, you know, most likely how they got it, they were 4 gig systems. They weren't the 250 gigs. There were a lot less of the 250 gig bundles, so the chances were slim. So I was thinking about it all day, and I was like, damn, maybe I should have got it, but oh well. That would have been all my friggin' money in the morning. I would have had to gone back to, like, the ATM, pulled out more money, and I just wasn't wanting to blow, you know, that much money right on the first sale. And it wasn't something that I was wanting to keep or anything for myself. But the place where I got these for the... Oh, don't break. That's fine. The place where I got these for that, like, mega reseller, like, of everything garage sale, they had a DS Lite with no charger and no stylus, and it had like some stickers on it. She only wanted 15 at first, and then she was hinting that she'd probably go down to like 10 or so, but the battery was completely drained on it, and they didn't have a charger anywhere to test it, so I passed on that. So it was no systems. I'm so used to getting systems recently. There was another guy had a PlayStation at another garage sale, and he wanted $5 at first, and we actually went into his house and tested it out just to see if it would turn on. He didn't have any games for it. It came on, but, you know, that doesn't necessarily mean it would have played a game. But then when we were sitting there, there's like Game Boy Advance games everywhere, and like a Game Boy and a Game Boy Advance and something else. And I'm like, what about these? And they're like, well, these are my kids. And I was like, okay, you know, I don't want to take your kids' games, obviously. And then he was like, you know what? I kind of think I lowballed on the PlayStation. Would you do it for 10? And I was like, you know what, man? Let your kid keep it, you know, let him maybe get some games for it. Maybe he'll enjoy it down the road, build up, you know, his collection or his interest into, like, you know, older video games. You know, I don't need a PlayStation, especially I'm not going to buy one for $10 that I don't even know if it works. So those were some of the misses that I didn't get today. But I mean, for 3 hours, I feel happy. I spent $26. I figure, you know, value-wise, yeah, that's not too bad. I mean, all of these are, you know, worth more than $5 each, and shoot, I paid, you know, $3 each for those two. So I'm happy as long as I cover my gas money for doing it. If I find a game maybe I want for my collection, and I find you guys some games maybe for some cheap prices, and if Joey wants any of them, you know, obviously he gets first dibs, which he might be taking that Super Smash Bros, but we'll see. One last thing before I let you guys go, I got some fan mail, which is awesome. One of them from a letter from the UK from YouTuber Mr. Disney Game. He sent me a letter, no address showing there, and he sent Crash and Spyro Super Pack on the Game Boy Advance. That's kind of cool. And some rub-on tattoos that say the dark side of Disney. And they have a topless chick, obviously covering herself up, wearing some shorty shorts. So, very interesting fan mail there. Thank you very much. And where's the other thing? Oh, yeah. And this is gross, but it's cool. A nasty-looking skull that one of my viewers that's a Halloween and gaming guy made, Alien H42. Very gross and super cool. It'll go in my little collection of like YouTuber Halloween-related items out on the shelf out there. So thank you both for that. And I guess that's it, guys. Tune in next week for more garage sailing. And tune in every day for my random shit, game-related stuff, and Halloween stuff. So have a good day. Peace.